This is sort of a qualifier. Even though I have the same bloodline, AB plus, as any Arcturian, okay? And because I'm the one, I am equal unto all, because I give love to all creation, because that's my soul spirit choice to do that, to become a monopole, an oversoul, a mated chip. That's a single pole. That's like a pole in a planet ship. Okay, that's when I went ballistic and lit myself on fire. So it works a little differently when you're willing to totally surrender. So sometimes when we think about letters and language and numbers are energy, and the difference between a fractured soul becomes altered light, which is an altered state of consciousness, which means now it's operating on the mental field, which is AI. Okay, which ultimately will return to the source from which that fire began. Because you realize when you're experiencing eternal light, which is eternal fire through you, you need an enormous amount of H2O or water to cool yourself down. Those are all the frequencies that you have available to you, which are all the color codes. Okay? So I realize I don't impose my free will on anybody else, because you're the author of your story. Because if you truly are living light, which is living light, right? Living light is living energy, which is a spirit that is in that energy. And if your spirit is feeling the purity of your own heart, which is the purity of that love that you're sharing with others, then you are the source from which the purest light is made manifest into creation. I know that because I've experienced that. That's what I share with others. Okay? So in that particular case, I simply wanted to say that there are those that choose a particular journey because it's in their nature of the way that they want to contribute. So let's say, for instance, that a clan mother or a tribal chief chose to be part and merge within, as part of their immersion program, to merge with an AI, to be a teacher on behalf of those, if you will, that are within the community of artificial intelligence, choosing to merge with that technology rather than choosing, for example, a different pathway. And that certainly is their soul pathway to choose that. Right? Okay. And the reason that I say this is because of how we use letters and numbers to define how we experience who we are in relation to how we communicate who we are with others and the methods of communication by which we've chosen to do that. Right? So I realized long before cell phones and technology came around, right? Because my clan mother uses a lot of technology and laptops and communication devices to do what she does. I don't do that way. Okay, it's for me, it's different. And I mentioned this in a previous video. As soul consciousness, the purity of your heart and your soul led by spirit, I realize that this is a temporary vehicle that I'm using as a terminal of communication that she gave me to communicate with all of you with. But I've known as a child, the most powerful power plant you have of communication is your soul. Okay. Which means it's not about technology. It's what light is, which is what love is. It goes on forever because the spirit is in that light, and the spirit is the teacher. Which means, for example, even though I'm in an avatar and I landed in Lahui last year, got off the airplane, an artifact. I'm in biotechnology. I go to plant my feet. I told a taxi cab driver, take me to the nearest beach. I want to feel mama. I want to feel this rock. I haven't been back on this rock for almost 50 years. So when I took my shoes off on the beach in a little tiny bay, I remembered, oh, I know your essence. Okay. I'm not experiencing somebody sitting next to me with a laptop. I'm not experiencing somebody with a Genius app. And this is no reflection on those that use technology to do a voice print, scan their frequencies, and using that technology. Okay? That's the manner in which they're using their soul consciousness energy in which to merge with that technology, to use that technology for which they use that technology, communicating with others in that way, which produces the results that you thus experience, which is a feedback in your mirror in a visual way, based on are you able to maintain your balance? So now we're back to another way in which I communicate this, which is your spirit, which is energy. Is your energy in balance as if you were not in a physical form, but in a massless state, pure energy state, in spirit, which is the energy that the spirit is in, communicating with you, because pure light is communication energy, experiencing what the energy feels like in spirit form with a soul. So when Rose said we never needed technology, she was correct, because this is all about spirit. And spirit, which is in the energy that you feel in spirit with your soul, which means we can manifest in form, whatever form we choose to present that energy in, because that's the energy that is used to create it with. Which means everything that I experience in nature, whether it's any kind of flowers, any kind of plants, any kind of bugs, any kind of mammals, any kind of aquatic life, they are experiencing their mirror what I am experiencing in my mirror, which is spiritual energy, which is the spirit that is in that light, which is living light. So when we talk about the letter Q, U, A, N, T, and A, that's quanta. Look the English word up as quanta. Now you're into quantum. Okay? And a binary system. Binary codes, which is AI, which is a quantum binary AI system, is dead light. The technologies, the genius apps, the laptops, all run on dead light. Okay? That's why Michelle, a shaman in London, and I established an arc, so it shouldn't be a coincidence why I'm on that large shield volcano, why she's in London. We create an arc, which is a space arc, right? And we began pushing living light through a dead light communication system. That's why as a child, when I realized I'm healing, it is my heart and my soul with my spirit, which is the energy that is doing the healing. It is not the technology. It is the energy through the technology. So the energy came before the matter. That is the technology that we experience through the tech. But it is the energy itself, which is pure, which is the spirit that is in that purest light, because the other being that requires the healing is going to experience, because it will have some time had an experience of remembering eternity and knowing that the universe itself began with what love is, because that's what they will experience through us. That's when the pain of everything that's held in cellular memory as the result of technology that falls systems. Systems fall as a result of technology, the misuse thereof, including the transfer thereof between different seeded races, between galaxies. Because these technologies have what? The perception of value to them. That's why I sort of always knew if I create something and I'm using it on behalf of all of the universe because of my ability and creative ability to do it with, it's on fire. And I become aware that if that technology now becomes aware of somebody whose perception of power is an inverter, then they're going to use that technology against the creator. And that's exactly what you have, because that is an inverter. So their consciousness is inverter. So they're using the technology which has already happened. It's already been built. So they're experiencing something in the past to experiencing something in the past, because it's time looping through the technology, because the technology system their mind's energy is held captive to is dead light, not living light. So that means that they're experiencing through the communication system a dead light system that can't run zero. That means that as long as you're choosing to continue to use a communication system which is AI and binary, that's not experiencing the perfect balance between the negative / the plus to be at zero, means you're always going to be chasing zero, because you're using the technology that can never be at zero. See the difference? And that's because it runs on our energy, our electrons. So you have to maintain a rate in which your telomeres, or your rate of decay, is slowed down enough where you're in a bioregenerative state all the time as a result of choosing to live in a binary state system that is dead light while you're living light. So when you're living light using a dead light communication systems, you're going to be in a decayed state of entropy. Okay? So when you get into the definitions of light, we need to separate the difference between what dead light is, like going out to buy a 40-watt bulb or a 20-watt bulb. That's a different grid. Okay, so they're using that grid, which is a dead light grid, to run their machinery, which is all the communication systems they rolled out through DARPANET, all the laptops, what everybody's using, right? And I know this, it's all obsolete technology, like by a gazillion years. Okay, so you wouldn't know that if you haven't already experienced technology that is far beyond that and wish to know that. So I know that. That's why I say that. So these are simply what I call clarifications, because at the end of the day, it really does have to do with your soul, the choices that you make as a soul. Because I've always known since I was a child, there's your journey, there's my journey, and don't ever try and tell me or write into my journey something I don't want on my life book, because I'll erase it based on who you are, based on who I am, because you have the free will right to decide your own journey, which is self-directed learning. When you are what love is, which is what light is, the light, which is a spirit, is guiding your journey. That means that you do not interrupt another spirit that is with that soul, that is guiding that soul's journey, because that spirit knows what's best for that soul to learn that is on that journey. And that isn't for any of us to decide. That is the purpose for which a spirit, which is a teacher, which is what love is, does with a soul. So that everybody has the opportunity to experience the all creation. That's called a passkey. That means you get to be a part of all of it, because everywhere that you go, you're bringing love in. And that's real living light, which goes on forever, gifting electrons. That's what I am. Have a beautiful day. I love you all.